So, Jacob, I have a topic for you.
Okay.
Before we intro, I have a topic for you. Are you familiar? You're not, and I know. I'm hoping that the end of this will be impressive enough to you that you overlook the fact that you don't give a shit about most of what I'm gonna say.
Alrighty.
Do you know the name Jaromir Jagr?
Yes.
Wait, you do?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm not gonna go through his life story or anything. Anyway, Jaromir Jagr, he's a hockey player. He's one of the best in the world. Was. In 2018, right? In 2011, while playing in the NHL, he bought a team in his hometown in the Czech Republic. So 2018, he's 45 years old, and he's 45 years old. He can't keep up in the NHL anymore. He's not doing great. So he says, all right, but I'm not retiring. And he has himself transferred to the team he owns in the Czech Republic, where he still is playing. He's 52 years old. He's just like, I refuse to stop playing hockey.
So, he's just this old dude now, just still trying to play?
The thing is, he's good. In
really?
the Czech Republic, he's good. He's competitive with those people. But in the NHL, like his last season in the NHL, he had 7 points in 22 games. Meanwhile, his best season in the Czech Republic, he had 29 points in 38 games. So he's actually doing quite good. But yeah, he only plays the team's home games now for whatever reason. I mean, I guess because he's 52.
That makes kind of sense. I mean, you know, if he really enjoys the game, then there's no real reason for him to stop.
That's fair.
Unless,
Plus,
well,
he
you know,
owns
if people
the teams.
stop. Oh yeah, that's true. If
You
he's
can't
good, and
fire
then
me.
he's not bringing the team down, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like at a certain point, he probably realized that if he was doing bad, he'd be like, all right, I kind of want my team to win, so I'm just going to have to find someone. I'm just going to have to find someone to do this for me.
Yeah, apparently on April 18th, 2024, at 52 years and 63 days old, Jagr scored in a competition against VHK Vestetten to become the oldest player ever to score a goal in a professional hockey competition. I think, though, that the guy whose record he broke, not that I think you give a shit about hockey, I think the guy whose record he broke, though,
Yeah.
was playing in the NHL when he did that, as opposed to Jagr playing in second-tier Czech league. Yeah, because Gordie Howe played, let's see, he played for 34 years in the NHL from 1946 until 1980.
Well, if you don't mind, I would
If you don't mind, I'd like to stop
talking.
talking about hockey.
Well, I don't know anything about hockey. The only thing I know about hockey is like an old N64 hockey game that I could win by smashing the buttons.
I mean, yeah, that was most of the early hockey games. I won't lie with you. But yes, hello everybody, and welcome to the Fluffy Biscuits podcast. My name is Zach. You can find me on the internet at Fluffy Biscuits. You can find me on the internet at Pixelated Trash. I'm joined as always by Jacob, where you can find him at NazirTL on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. You can only find me on YouTube.
So, I had an interesting conversation last night with the boys while we were playing Sea of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
It was about VTubing, because, you know, last episode I mentioned how we were talking. I was talking about streaming Sea of Thieves with them, you know, and we got into like a whole conversation about streaming in general, along with Trey and his Fire Emblem story that I told last episode, and we were talking about VTubers and just how they exist. And Noah, I pointed out something to Noah because he doesn't watch a lot of streams. Like, I'm sure he watches some, and he tunes into ours occasionally, but the most he ever sees is clips. And I was explaining to him how I have a theory that most like female VTubers or VTubers in general, really, I almost feel like there's a good majority of them that wear like the VTuber model, not because they're like shy, but maybe because they're attractive to like the majority of people. Like a majority of people would find them attractive, and they don't want people to be like, oh, well, you got big doing this because you're attractive or something like that. It's based on your looks and stuff like that. Like, I have that theory because every VTuber that's ever revealed like their face, like they're not, it's not like, it's weird. Like, obviously there's that instance where they want to protect like their privacy. Like if you see someone's face, you can point them out in a crowd. They have anonymity and stuff like that. But it was interesting to see like Noah's shocked face because he thought they were all like ugly. That's why they used the VTuber model.
No, I can definitely see I could definitely see that being appealing, you know, to even like regardless of what you look like, just like being like, nah, I'm good. I'll be a VTuber instead.
Yeah, I was even telling Noah because Noah has like but his internet is as good as Trey's. Like he has gigabyte internet, which is even faster than mine. Mm-hmm. The only downside is that his computer for some reason only wants to use like 150 megabytes of it. So it's kind of like what's happening here.
Yeah.
So if he ever got that, even if he didn't get that fixed, if he had stable internet, is what I'm trying to say, because it's still like spikes and stuff with him because of his whatever the fuck's wrong with his computer. If he streamed and he set up like as a VTuber model, he would probably do decent. And he's like, we were talking about how like if he had like a guy VTuber model or like some weird abomination, because Noah, he has like a decent voice, like he sings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He would do pretty decent. And then we were talking about how like, what if he just went into like Tarkov lobbies? Because he knows a lot about guns and stuff like that. And he just starts like having a VTuber Tarkov lesson on all the different ammo types and like why you want this specific ammo or this specific attachment. Because Tarkov's like takes that very seriously. Like if you know that information, it like correlates. So we were talking about this VTuber that just has like this really deep voice and is just going over like, this ammo is good for people who have heavy helmets. They have level 5 helmets. That's why you want to use this particular ammo, because if you don't use this one, it won't do anything. And I was curious as to, would you watch someone doing that if it has like some sort of humor aspect to it?
I feel that. I mean, you know. I don't know.
I'm asking, like,
what?
would you watch something like that?
Oh, me? Nah, because I don't give a shit about VTuber shit.
Okay. Well, I mean, the whole thing isn't about the VTuber itself. It's just, like, the absurdity of, like, they look... Like, what if they're this chibi little dude that looks like, you know, something out of, like, a kid's show, and he's sitting there in a game explaining guns to you? Like, that's just funny.
This is gonna sound really jaded, but I've really hit a point where, like, absurdity isn't, like, that funny anymore. You know, I don't want to sound like... You know, I don't want to sound jaded. I don't want to sound ridiculous or anything, but it's like... you know, growing up with, like, all the cartoons I did, and the South Park, The Simpsons, and then you went to, like, Family Guy and stuff, it's like... I didn't like a lot of those shows as I got older, but I really liked them all as a kid, and it's just like, I think back to that, it's like, yeah, it is funny to think about Yogi Bear getting mad at Boo Boo and actually pulling, like, a fucking gun on him. Have I probably seen something similar to it, like, a billion times? Yes. So, I think it'd honestly be more entertaining if he just explained the guns, like just streamed
it. You're also older. I'm trying to think about, because you also have to think about the demographic. I guess Tarkov would have like an older demographic because of how in depth it is. But a lot of Twitch streamers, like their demographic is like young adult. Like you're above that age bracket.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it makes sense. Like even I, like, you know, turning 26. Woo, we're getting out of the draft. It's the you know, I'm getting out of that age bracket, but I still find that humor in it. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean. I'm not like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not putting it down. I just don't think that I personally,
Yeah.
because it's like, for me, it's like, I watch a lot of YouTubers that do like nothing but absurdist stuff. Like I watch a YouTuber called Let's Game It Out, and the whole thing is he'll buy like shitty simulator games and he'll try to make as much money as possible, like while not playing the game at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I do like absurdity and like just silliness, I guess I'd say. But like at some point, like I guess what I'm saying is like the idea is actually very interesting to me because I am the kind of person that would sit and watch somebody talk about the intricacies of guns for an hour. You know what I mean? But I just wouldn't care if it was
a VTuber
like what,
or like
yeah,
a
what they
regular
looked
person.
like. Yeah.
Well, I guess you would still fall in that demographic. His only hang up was like he doesn't like playing Tarkov because he's not very good at it. And I was like, well, if you start streaming it and you're good at like being the encyclopedia of everything that's good in the game, you could probably, like, someone that watches you might just be able to carry you through a game. Because when I was streaming Valheim last year, just every day for like a week or two, I don't know how to play Valheim. Every time I win the Valheim, I would just kill stuff. So I don't have to craft anything or do anything like that.
Nor do you know how to do any of that in Stardew, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that in Stardew because every time like I go in there, my friends just do all the crafting. I just get a weapon and go get supplies. So the interesting thing was that every time I streamed, the same guy would join the stream and teach me how to play Valheim. Just the same viewer. I would stream like for like, I don't know, 2 hours and then maybe like twice a day for like 2 weeks. And he would just like pop in at least one of those sessions each day and just like, I'd be like, I don't know how to do this. And he'd be like, well, this is how you want to do it, but you can also do it this way. And I'm like, who are you? Why do you know so much? Why are you sitting in a small streamer's chat teaching me how to play Valheim?
That happened to me actually back when I did stream, like, and I'm talking, you know, like 2015 maybe. With a also, I need to express something. You can't experience it. When Mallory is around me, she can't experience it. The people watching cannot experience it. The people listening cannot experience it. I can't get over how fucking terrible this hat smells. It needs to be washed so badly. It has been like 90 degrees outside all week. I've been sweating my ass off in it all week. It smells like a dirty armpit, and it is really getting to me. Anyway, back to
why don't you wash it?
I'm going to today. I didn't think about it until like, because normally I'm in the car. I have the windows down, you know, smoking or something. There's air, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was sitting here stagnant with just the ceiling fan like blowing down on me. I'm like, what is that smell? I keep going, like I keep trying to like stealth, be like, is it? But then I realized it's this fucking hat. Because I can, if I like pull it from my head a little bit and air gets out, it literally just smells like I worked out. It's terrible. Anyway, I had that happen with me with a game called King's Bounty. I had a guy when I was streaming. I had like 2 people in chat. One was my girlfriend at the time, and this guy came in. And he was just explaining, like, he was like, oh, did you do this? I was like, I didn't know I could do that. He's like, did you go and do this? It's like, did you recruit this guy? It's like, oh, God, thank you.
Thank you, you're helping me. Yeah, it is. I think it's no, like, surprise or news or anything. It's not like a revelation. But I do enjoy the people that, instead of going to, like, the big streamers, they thrive in the smaller communities.
Yeah.
Like once a streamer gets like too big, they're like, I'm hopping off this train. I want to go to someone who actually like see my messages.
Yeah, that's the hard thing. It's like, I mean, genuinely, that's the hard thing when you're like streaming. Is it's difficult to maintain a viewership when there's not enough people to interact with each other, because then it falls completely on you to keep them engaged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like if like for instance, I like Charborg. He's very interactive with his chat. He's always doing like the mods and stuff where like chat can talk in his games or interact with stuff. So he is very interactive. When he is like, hey guys, I gotta fix something, or I'm gonna switch games, give me a bit, I'm taking a break, whatever. He'll stream like 4 or 5 hours at a time. When he does that, his numbers don't drop because everybody just starts making inside jokes to each other, you know what I mean? And just like playing
Like
around.
in Will Neff's chat, like he's a big streamer, but whenever he walks away, no one really leaves. They just start trying to spell cum in the chat. Like C U.
Yeah.
Oh, someone said C again. We gotta start over.
But that's the thing, is I guess it's kind of what differentiates when you're starting out to like once you have the actual like fan base, because that's the other thing too, is like if you've got the fan base and you've got all the people paying attention and stuff, then what they'll pick up on is different than what you're even trying to put out. Like maybe
Yeah.
like there's like, for instance, maybe every game you play, for some reason you always try to find a horse. I don't know what it, I'm just making something up, but if maybe that's like something about you. So then as they pick up on those things as you're playing, then they'll
They'll tell you where the horse is and stuff.
Well, yeah, exactly. They'll want to interact with you and be like, "Oh, hey, don't forget there's a horse over there," and then also they'll have that ability to make like their own jokes and their own like inside jokes, like without you having to be a part of it, and that creates a lot more of a community.
Yeah, that's one thing that I don't think YouTube has ever gotten right with their live streaming, because they've had streaming for quite a while. They've only started to recently delve into it even more, like in the past few years.
Yeah, because I streamed on YouTube like back in like 2014, I think.
Yeah, like they just don't have, like, Twitch has a community. I'm not saying all parts of the Twitch community are great, but I'm saying like the way that they've built their website around community is great. You know what I mean? Like YouTube still doesn't have emotes, I'm pretty sure. Twitch thrives off of emotes. I don't think they do. Like everywhere you go, you'll see someone repping some other streamer that they're like sub to, this is like their emotes, and you'll be like, "Oh, you're extra Emily's viewer or whatever," you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I always found that really cool, especially I think you can do it on YouTube now, but you could always like gift subscriptions. So I enjoy popping into like a smaller streamer's chat. Like I'll peruse the catalogs and be like, "Oh, this person's doing pretty cool. Like, what are they doing?" And I'll go into their chat, and I've only been in there like maybe 10 minutes before I go and look for someone else just to like bounce around to see who's new. That's why I end up following a bunch of people. But with the gift sub thing, what's interesting about it is you don't have to be in the chat at that time to get one. If everyone in the chat is already subbed, it'll start grabbing anyone who's popped into the chat that day. So there was one day where a bunch of like smaller streamers, I like just popped in, and then like the next day I looked at my Twitch again, and in the notification box I was gifted like 3 subs to 3 different people that I had just found that day, and I'm like, huh, that's cool.
I feel that. Yeah, because I have Prime, I get a free sub on Twitch, but I never use it.
Yeah, we get partnered. You got to start using it on us.
That'd be the set. Someone finally subbed to my Twitch. Oh, that's great. Who? It was me.
That'd be a really good TikTok. I think that would pop off because it's just funny.
God. It's like, what's that? It's like back in, Oh man, I lost my train of thought so hard, but I had a point there. Damn it.
TikTok. I'm
No,
our biggest
it was-
fan, essentially.
No, I have no idea what I was gonna. That
Dang.
I had a concept, but I have no idea. Because what was I gonna say? It was an old. Oh, son of a bitch! No, I've completely lost it.
I'm gonna 100% turn my little dragon logo into a VTuber model just to fuck around because I think it'd be funny.
That's fair. Get yourself in Blender.
All it is if you have like the picture, you just like put points because I've already watched like a video on it or skimmed through one. I don't know much
feel that,
about
yeah.
it, but it'd be funny for at least like a one-time thing to do. I do a whole podcast just in a VTuber model.
That would
And the
be,
background
yeah.
is still this. I just took like a picture of the background and put the VTuber model over it.
God. I mean,
Okay.
no, you
I was gonna say, are you hyped for the Silent Hill 2 remake? Because it's supposed to come out in October.
I am. I can't say that I'm hyped to play it. I know for a fact Scary Game Squad will play it. So that is what I'm excited to watch, is them play it. I love Silent Hill. As I have gotten older, I'm not crazy about survival horror games. Especially these remakes, because it's like, I don't want to be this way, but it's the same game that I already play. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not the kind of game that I feel that I desire to go back to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it coming out, like it being remade, doesn't immediately like make me go, ooh, cool. I'm really excited to see it. I'm excited to see someone play it. But like me personally, I wouldn't probably buy it or anything.
Well, Silent Hill, the series, holds like a very special spot in my soul. Because when I was like young, the whole reason I started watching YouTube people playing games on YouTube to begin with is because during the summer I'd like stay with my cousin and she would play Silent Hill all throughout the night until like the morning, and I had to like sneak back to wherever I was sleeping so before people found out we stayed up the whole night. And I would just sit there and watch her play and like couch co-op Silent Hill. So, and she does like a lot of jobs now that require her to like travel. So if she's here, I think it would be really cool for me and her to play this. That's why I'm hype about it.
I feel that. Now I will tell you, I'm really hype about everything else coming out in that package. Does that make sense?
All the other Silent Hills?
Yeah, because you know there's 3 games and a movie.
Yeah, I know the interactive game kind of fell off.
Yeah, but it's still coming. But yeah, Silent Hill Townfall is the one that kind of fell off. That's being made by No Code, who made a fantastic horror game called Stories Untold. But then there's also Silent Hill F, which is coming out. That's going to be set in 1960s Japan instead of the new one. So
I remember talking about this with you, like on the pod. I'm hyped for all of them as well.
Yeah, because see, those I haven't played, so yeah, I'm really hyped to see that. I don't know how I feel about the movie, to be bluntly honest. I'm excited for it potentially. Jeremy Irvine is in it, and he's kind of a nothing burger of an actor. But
well, I think you're thinking the interactive streaming thing was Ascension.
Oh no! I'm talking about that one. I don't. Oh no! That
was the one that fell off. Townfall hasn't come out yet.
No, none of them have come out yet.
Ascension has.
I know. I'm saying none of the other 3 games or the movie have come out yet, though.
Yeah, I did like the Silent Hill movie, like the first one.
Yeah,
because again, we were so hyped about Silent Hill during that summer, so we were playing or watching the movie and stuff. I own it somewhere.
Did you ever see the sequel?
I did.
It was bad, but it started.
It was bad.
It starts Sean Bean, so I was really into that.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, as a kid, you don't really see movies as bad or good. It was sort of just you know, didn't really feel anything.
Well, I never saw Silent Hill Revelations until like 2016, so it came out in 2012, but I never saw it. I saw the first Silent Hill when it came out, and I liked it a lot. Especially the scene when Pyramid Head rips all that girl's skin off.
I was literally about to say that scene.
Yeah.
I love that scene because it's like, whoa. I like I don't know. The story of Silent Hill is great.
It is. It's always appropriately fucky enough.
Yeah. I also like how the first one had like alternate endings and stuff. Like
the second one had some great fucking endings. It's the second one where you can find out it was all just done by a dog. Yeah.
In the first one, you find out that it was aliens at the end of it. Like, an alternate ending?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But there's a couple of them in. Oh man, I was really hoping I could just get like a little list so I could go through them. But there's 6 endings. Blah blah blah. The other 3 endings are only available in replay games in which James plans to resurrect Mary using arcane objects. And 2 joke endings, Dog, where James discovers that a dog's been controlling all the events of the game, and UFO, where James is abducted by extraterrestrials with the help of the first game's protagonist, Harry Mason.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of lore in Silent Hill that has some cool stuff.
I agree with that. It's got very much like a spookier version of Twin Peaks vibe to it. I'm guessing you haven't seen Twin Peaks since you did not respond.
No.
It's a TV show that ran from 1989 to 1991, or 1990 to 1991, made by David Lynch.
Is David Lynch making the new Deadpool?
What? Is that true? That'd be the weirdest shit I've ever heard in my life. There's no way. I'm trying to look. Let's see.
I might be wrong.
No. Wait. No. He is working on 2 titles currently, but they are not Deadpool.
Okay. For some reason, I thought he was.
No, I was like, that would be the wildest shit ever if David Lynch made fucking Deadpool.
Have you seen the new Deadpool popcorn bucket?
No.
So, you know everything about the Dune popcorn bucket, right? How everyone thought it looked like a fleshlight?
I'm not going to lie to you at all, because you leaned down like that, I genuinely thought you were going to pull it up.
No.
Like, just... I thought you were going to be like, let me show you.
Well, everyone thought the Dune popcorn bucket looked like a fleshlight. So, because of that, the Deadpool one definitely looks like a fleshlight.
Oh, no. Oh.
For audio listeners, just Google the Deadpool popcorn bucket. It's literally the Wolverine, like, it's Wolverine's face with his tongue, and it's just his mouth open, and that's where you put the popcorn, but it looks like a flashlight.
Yeah.
And the trailer for it is Deadpool seductively, like, wiping his hand across it, like, oh yeah, they didn't know it was happening or something like that.
Yeah, this is wild. Man. Also, I think on the side of it, it actually says designed by Deadpool.
Yeah.
And so basically it's like, hey, I put Logan's face here. Come fuck this.
Yeah.
I mean,
really funny.
Hugh Jackman's been kind of out of the game acting-wise for a while. They had to do him. They had to lay it down sideways for him when he came back.
Yeah.
I say
know-
that, but I think he's actually been like winning Tonys as like a stage actor for a good while now.
He's a really good actor.
Yeah, but he's also like a really good singer. He's on a lot of like
Musicals.
musicals.
like that.
Yes,
The Greatest
Yeah.
Showman was one of them.
yes, that is true.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the past like few, maybe like last week or so, I've really just been playing Diablo 4. Like all my free time that isn't like socializing with other people
Yeah.
or like, obviously the time that I have to like do stuff like errands and everything like that. Just Diablo 4. And then I'll get on it and then I'll be like, I'm going to get off and I get right back on it like 30 minutes later. Because it had a new update that reworked all of the loot. Like the whole loot systems changed, the enchantment systems different.
It is.
It is very fun, and if you were ever questioning about getting Diablo because you're like, oh, I want Diablo, but it seems like weird right now,
Yeah,
now's the time to get it for all the listeners out there.
that's certainly fair. You all go on out there and get yourself some Diablo 4 and crack a cold one for me. That's what you call when you kill something in that, right? Anyway, what?
I have a topic that I wanted to ask you. It's a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you had, for the rest of your life, live in a video game series as the protagonist, what is that video game series and why?
Probably Rune Factory.
Does that even have a protagonist?
Yeah. You don't make a character in that. You just start. You play a character.
What's the story of Rune Factory? And you're just gonna play that? You're gonna live that for the rest of your life?
Yeah, it's basically like Harvest Moon, but with magic and monsters you can catch like Pokemon. Yeah, I'd live there. It's pretty cool. Very, very chill vibes in all of those games. So,
Oh, okay. Well, to be fair, for some reason I'd forgotten that Rune Factory is kind of like Harvest Moon. So I was kind of like, in my mind, for some reason I thought it was like Candy Crush.
oh no.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you ever heard of Mahjong? I think I'll live there.
I'll play as one of the pieces in Mahjong, please. Well, that's fine. That's an acceptable answer. I think
What's your answer then?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out because, I like a lot of games where people die. So I'm trying to think, do I want to be in a game where someone
That's
dies?
the thing. Like, if I was immortal, I'd probably pick something cooler, but I'm not, so I'm picking Rune Factory.
True. There are some games where, like, you don't necessarily die, you just get, like, too wounded to continue, and then you go back in later.
That's fair, yeah. I'm not done.
To be fair, like, I could say Pokemon, because Pokemon's, like, the safest answer because it's our world, but with magical pets. But I don't want to say Pokemon because that seems like the easy way out.
Well, I said Rune Factory specifically because it's the easy way out.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. Divinity sounds fun. I'd live as, like, the Red Prince from Divinity.
I would go to. God damn it! Why can't I think today? I could see it in my head. Oh, Dave the Diver. I live there.
Dave the Diver.
Yeah.
What's that game? Oh shit. Was it Dredge? What's the game where you're in the submarine underwater but you can't see anything? You just get like
Oh, like is it the horror
snapshots?
game you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's not Dredge, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Horror submarine game. Let's see.
Iron Lung.
Lung. Yep,
There
that's
we
it. That's what you're gonna live in. Iron. That honestly, it looks kind of boring, but in a spooky way. Like, I'm not saying it's not fun, but there is something about only being able to like coordinate your way around and then just seeing like, oh fuck, there's something here.
That's fair. No, I've actually heard great things about Iron Lung. I've never seen anybody play it. Strangely, a lot of the people that I like watch that play horror games haven't played it, which I don't know. But oh, and the Pony Factory. I
What?
forgot the guy that made Iron Lung made the Pony Factory. Yeah, fuck that game. Fuck that game all the way.
Do you have any more topics you want to get to?
The first review is recommended on Pony Factory is there was no friendship, only magic and pain. God. Oh yeah, he's actually made some. Oh, okay. I know who this guy is. Yeah, he made some great horror games back in the day too. Yeah, made Finger Bones, The Moon Sliver, The Music Machine, A Wolf in Autumn, Dusk. Then he made Iron Lung, then Gloomwood. Yeah, he specialized in making like short, like really atmospheric, like horror games.
Finger Bones is free to play.
It is. I recommend it. They're all great. The Finger Bones takes like 30 minutes, and it's pretty dull, but it's a really good story. Very uncomfortable story, but very good story. So
Finger
is the
Bones
Moon
looks
Sliver.
like Minecraft.
They're all pretty low, especially like the Moon Sliver, Finger Bones, and the Music Machine. Although I love the aesthetic of the Music Machine, but they're all pretty minimal graphically. A Wolf in Autumn, he kind of started playing around with stuff, and now a lot of his newer games are a little more like, except Squirrel Stapler.
It looks really good, but it also gives me the vibe of what's the game that Khaled bought me? The Void? Voidness?
I don't think they're similar. Let me look that one up.
The Voidness is just, besides the starting room, it's just black, and you have to scan everything. So it gives me that
you're saying
vibe.
you're talking about Iron Lung then?
No,
Like you're talking about what are you comparing to the Voidness then?
the musical thing, like how it looks.
Oh,
like just look
I
at
see,
the
I see.
screenshots. Like the type of art style that he does is like very minimal, and if the Voidness has like no textures at all, it's just models that you scan. So,
Yeah, no, I know. No, it's not quite like that, but it is similar. I will say that for sure.
I might replay the Voidness. I did do it all on stream, but the audio was fucked up, so it's kind of saddening.
Wah, wah.
Literally the suggested time to beat the game is like 2 hours. Like that's the estimated amount of time, and I beat it in one sitting in 2 hours. Like that's all the playtime I have on this game.
That's fair.
It was
Should have
very
done what I do
accurate.
whenever I beat a game that fast and just refund it.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm joking.
It's a fun game.
Well, I'm kind of joking. If the game's if the game's good and I liked it, then I'll be like, no, I'll keep this and play it again later. Like revisit it, you know. But if I was like I did not enjoy that experience, but I did beat it, then I'll just be like, fuck it. Give me my money
Yeah.
back.
To be fair, you sit there and play baseball manager games.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And I played it for a goddamn long time too.
Yeah, you did. You put a lot of hours into that.
Exactly. Put some
More hours
respect on
than
my
need to
name.
be said. Don't talk. I won't talk to you about boring games. You already know it.
That is fair. They're having a Steam sale for open world survival crafting. If you go back a couple episodes, you'll hear my rants about how tired I am of open world survival crafting games.
There's a game called Duckside.
Okay, what?
There's a game called Duckside in the survival crafting, where you play as a duck.
Give me one moment.
He's interested.
Oh, indeed there is.
It's a survival crafting game like Rust, but you're a duck.
That's actually really funny.
I don't know how much it is.
Well, it's not released yet.
Publisher's Tiny Build. Ooh, they sound familiar.
They publish so much shit.
Oh, yeah. They did Hello Engineer. They did the Hello Neighbor as well. That's where I'm remembering them from.
They also did Despot's Game, Not for Broadcast, Tinykin. Apparently it was made by Tiny Build Riga. So we're getting a... Ooh, don't show your whole ass here, Zach. We're getting a Latvian game about ducks. Please be right. Please tell me Riga's in Latvia. Yeah, I was right.
Okay. I didn't know that. I don't think most people know that.
Well, we might have someone in Latvia listening, and I just very deeply disrespected their city.
Well, I think that we shall end it there. Would you like to give us our string out?
Well, I think you've sufficiently lost the plot enough. Let's go ahead. Yes, thank you all so much. Oh, I found a cute game I want to throw out there. In case anybody's curious, I just added it to my wish list. It's called I Am Future Cozy Apocalypse Survival, and it's like a little cartoony game where you're on a rooftop surrounded by a like flooded post-apocalyptic city, and you just build a cozy little apartment. And then also, these people made Sky Hill, the people that make that game that I was just talking about. I highly recommend that game if anybody has not played it. It's 99 cents right now on sale. By the time this comes out, it won't be on sale, I don't think, but you get the point. It's a very, very fun game. I recommend it highly. But anyway, yes. Thank you all so much for watching. If you watch this on YouTube, you can listen to it. Watch this on YouTube, you can listen to us on Spotify. If you listen to us on Spotify, you can watch this on YouTube. You can find me, Zach, at Pixelated Trash on YouTube. You can find Jacob at NazirTL on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And you can find us at the Fluffy Biscuits Podcast on Twitter, extra F, because the original was taken. Bye.